The reasons for my long-standing dislike of the Gray Sisters were starting to come back to me. It wasn't just that they were ugly, rude, gross, and smelled of grave rot, or that the three of them shared one eye, one tooth, and zero social skills. It wasn't even the awful job they did hiding their celebrity crushes. In ancient Greek days, they'd had a crush on me, which was uncomfortable, but at least understandable. Then, if you can believe it, they got over me. For the past few centuries, they'd been in the Ganymede fan club. Their Instagod posts about how hot he was got so annoying, I finally had to leave a snarky comment. You know that meme with the honey bear and the Captain Honey, he gay? Yeah, I created that. And in Ganymede's case, it was hardly news. These days, they decided to have a collective crush on Demios, the god of fear, which just made no romantic sense to me. Sure, he's buff, and he has nice eyes, but wait, what was I thinking about again? Oh, right. The biggest friction between the Grey Sisters and me was professional jealousy. I was the god of prophecy. The Grey Sisters told the future too, but they weren't under my corporate umbrella. They paid me no tribute, no royalties, nothing. They got their wisdom from. Actually, I didn't know. Rumor had it that they were born in the primal sea gods, created from the swirls of foam and scum, so they knew little bits of wisdom and prophecy that got swept up in the tides. Whatever the case, I didn't like them poaching my territory. And for some inexplicable reason, they didn't like me back. Their predictions. Hold on. I did a mental rewind. Did you say something about predicting you would pick me up?
Ha!
Tempest said.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Anger cackled.
As if we would share that bit of doggerel with you. Shut up!
Wasp slapped her sister.
He didn't ask yet.
Meg perked up.
You have a dog for Apollo?
I cursed under my breath. I saw where this conversation was going. The three sisters love to play coy with their auguries. They like to make their passengers beg and plead to find out what they knew about the future. But really, the old gray dingbats were dying to share. In the past, every time I had agreed to listen to their so-called prophetic poetry, it turned out to be a prediction of that I would have for lunch, or an expert opinion about which Olympian god I most resembled. Hint, it was never Apollo. Then they would pester me for a critique and ask me if I would share their poetry with my literary agent. Ugh. I wasn't sure what tidbits they might have for me this time, but I was not going to give them the satisfaction of asking. I already had enough actual prophetic verse to worry about. Doggerel, I explained for Meg's sake, means a few irregular lines of poetry. With these three, that's redundant, since everything they do is irregular.
We won't tell you then,
Wasp threatened.
We never tell,
Anger agreed. I didn't ask, I said blandly.
I want to hear about the dog,
Meg said. No, you don't, I assured her. Outside, Queens blurred into Long Island suburbs. In the front seat, the Grey Sisters practically quivered with eagerness to spill what they knew.
Very important words,
Wasp said.
You'll need to hear them.
Okay, I agreed.
You can't make us,
Tempest said,
even though your fate depends on it.
A hint of doubt crept into my cranium. Was it possible? No, surely not. If I fell for their tricks, I'd most likely get the Grey Sisters' hot take on which facial products were perfect for my skin undertones. Not buying it, I said.
Not selling,
Wasp said.
Too important, these lines. We would only tell you if you threatened us with terrible things.
I will not resort to threatening you.
He's threatening us,
Tempest flailed. She slammed Wasp on the back so hard that the communal eyeball popped right out of the socket. Wasp snatched it, and with a terrible show of fumbling, intentionally chucked it over her shoulder right into my lap. Ah! I screamed.